The desert remembers what history forgot. Beneath endless dunes, where the wind has carved silence for centuries, lies a city that once glowed brighter than the capitals of Europe. A city of poets and astronomers, built not on conquest but on curiosity. Caravans once shimmered across this horizon, camels heavy with salt, gold, and parchment. Each page carried an idea, each idea a rebellion against ignorance. But when outsiders arrived, they didn't see brilliance. They saw a myth too inconvenient to be true. And so, they buried it, beneath sand, shame, and centuries of silence. This is the story of Timbuktu, the city the world tried to erase, and the one that refused to disappear. To understand Timbuktu's light, we return to the 1300s, an age when Europe still fought plague and superstition. Across the Sahara, the Mali Empire thrived, its wealth drawn not from blood, but from trade and knowledge. Merchants crossed 2,000 miles of desert to reach its beating heart. And at that heart stood Timbuktu, a crossroads of merchants, mystics, and minds. Here, gold bought books. Kings sought advice from scholars, not generals. And students from Morocco, Egypt, even Spain, traveled for months to study beneath the city's clay domes. At the center of it all stood Sankore University, not a campus of walls, but a living web of teachers and courtyards. Lessons took place under acacia trees, inside shaded courtyards, or within the mud brick libraries that still stand today. Imagine stepping inside, shelves lined with manuscripts wrapped in goatskin, astronomy, medicine, law, philosophy, ink made from desert plants, script flowing like river currents. Some of these texts discussed planetary orbits, centuries before Copernicus. Others detailed surgery techniques, long before Europe's medical academies. The people of Timbuktu believed that knowledge was the true currency of power. To own a library was nobility. To teach was divine. So revered were the scholars that disputes between kingdoms could be settled by their words alone. And through these scholars, ideas from Greece, Persia, and Arabia mingled with African intellect, forming something entirely new, a synthesis of global thought anchored in African soil. But knowledge, like gold, draws envy. In 1591, the Moroccan army invaded, seeking Mali's riches. They took what they could carry and burned what they couldn't understand. Libraries turned to ash. Scholars were chained and marched across the desert. Yet even in captivity, they carried fragments of pages hidden in their robes. Because wisdom, once learned, cannot be conquered. Centuries later, French colonizers arrived and found remnants of those same manuscripts, proof that their narrative of a dark continent was a lie. But rather than celebrate it, they buried the evidence again, calling Timbuktu a legend exaggerated by travelers. A convenient myth to keep a continent silent. And still, Timbuktu endured. Families guarded the manuscripts like sacred bloodlines. When extremists and raiders threatened to destroy them again, locals smuggled hundreds of thousands of pages through war zones and rivers, hiding them in rice sacks, under floorboards, even inside coffins. Today, restoration teams in Mali, Ghana, and South Africa work quietly, digitizing each fragile leaf. Texts on ethics, astronomy, law, and medicine. Some older than Oxford, others written by women scholars whose names never reached Europe's halls. Every rediscovered page whispers the same defiance. Africa was never silent. The world simply wasn't listening. Timbuktu is more than a city. It's a symbol. Proof that civilizations rise not only with swords and walls, but with pens and questions. Its legacy challenges the myths we were taught about where knowledge began, and who was allowed to own it. In every manuscript saved from the sand lies a truth. The pursuit of wisdom is the greatest act of resistance, and perhaps that's why they tried to erase it. Today, we scroll through screens instead of manuscripts. We trade data instead of gold. But the lesson of Timbuktu endures. Knowledge guarded by few can vanish. Shared by many, it becomes eternal. History didn't forget Timbuktu. We did. So ask yourself, what truths are we still burying today? Subscribe to Chronicles of Eras and keep the light of Timbuktu alive.